Marie Curie, a name synonymous with groundbreaking scientific discovery, was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and remains the only person to receive Nobel Prizes in two different scientific fields. Born in Warsaw, Poland in 1867, Curie's passion for science led her to Paris, where she studied at the University of Paris. Her research on radioactivity, a term she coined, laid the foundation for modern physics and chemistry. In 1903, she shared the Nobel Prize in Physics with her husband Pierre Curie and Henri Becquerel for their work on radioactivity. This achievement marked a pivotal moment in science, but it was just the beginning of her remarkable journey. In 1911, Curie received her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for her discovery of the elements radium and polonium. Her relentless pursuit of knowledge and her contributions to science were unparalleled, yet her journey was not without controversy. The Nobel Prize, established by Alfred Nobel's will in 1896, was intended to recognize outstanding contributions to humanity in various fields, including physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. The selection process for these prestigious awards has always been shrouded in intrigue and sometimes controversy. The Nobel Committee, composed of esteemed individuals, faces immense pressure to make fair and just selections. However, biases and societal norms of the time often influence their decisions. In the early 20th century, the scientific community was predominantly male, and women faced significant barriers in gaining recognition for their contributions. Curie's achievements were groundbreaking, yet her gender posed challenges that would later manifest in a scandalous snub that would overshadow her legacy. In 1911, when Marie Curie was awarded her second Nobel Prize in chemistry, she was already a global icon. However, the award ceremony was not without its controversies. The Nobel Committee had initially overlooked her for a nomination in 1910, despite her significant contributions to the field. This oversight was particularly glaring, given that Curie had already made monumental discoveries. The committee's decision to snub her in the previous year raised eyebrows, especially among her peers who recognized her groundbreaking work. The reasons behind the initial snub were complex, rooted in the societal norms of the time, which often marginalized women's contributions to science. When Curie finally received her recognition, it came with a bittersweet taste, as the scientific community was still grappling with the implications of her gender on her achievements. The aftermath of the Nobel snub was a mix of triumph and turmoil for Curie. While she celebrated her second Nobel Prize, the shadow of the previous oversight lingered. The media coverage surrounding her achievements often focused on her gender rather than her scientific prowess. This focus on her femininity, rather than her intellect, was a reflection of the societal attitudes of the time. Despite the accolades, Curie faced skepticism and prejudice from some of her male counterparts, who questioned her capabilities based solely on her gender. This environment of doubt fueled her determination to prove herself further, leading her to continue her research with unwavering commitment. However, the pressure of public scrutiny and the weight of expectations began to take a toll on her personal life, leading to a complex interplay between her professional achievements and her private struggles. The gender bias that Curie faced was not an isolated incident, but rather a reflection of a broader issue within the scientific community. Women in science have often had to navigate a landscape fraught with obstacles, from being overlooked for prestigious awards to facing skepticism about their capabilities. Curie's experience highlighted the systemic challenges that women faced, and her story became a rallying point for future generations of female scientists. The discourse surrounding gender bias in science gained momentum in the decades following Curie's achievements, leading to increased advocacy for women's representation in scientific fields. Organizations began to emerge, aiming to support and promote women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Curie's legacy served as both an inspiration and a reminder of the work still needed to achieve true equality in the scientific community. Despite the controversies and challenges she faced, Marie Curie's legacy remains indelible in the annals of science. Her pioneering work on radioactivity not only advanced scientific understanding, but also paved the way for numerous medical applications, including cancer treatment. Curie's tenacity and brilliance have inspired countless individuals, particularly women, to pursue careers in science. In recognition of her contributions, numerous institutions, scholarships, and awards have been established in her honor. The Curie Institutes in Paris and Warsaw continue to be at the forefront of scientific research, embodying her spirit of inquiry and innovation. Curie's story is not just one of scientific achievement, it is also a testament to resilience in the face of adversity. Her ability to overcome societal barriers and her commitment to her work serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of perseverance in the pursuit of knowledge. In recent years, there has been a concerted effort to reevaluate historical narratives surrounding figures like Marie Curie. Scholars and historians are increasingly recognizing the contributions of women in science that were historically overlooked or minimized. This reevaluation is essential not only for acknowledging the past, but also for shaping a more inclusive future in scientific research. By bringing attention to the stories of women like Curie, the scientific community can foster an environment that values diversity and promotes equal opportunities for all. The narrative surrounding Curie's Nobel snub serves as a case study in the broader context of gender bias in science, prompting discussions about how to create a more equitable landscape for future generations of scientists. The scandalous Nobel snub of Marie Curie is a poignant reminder of the challenges faced by women in the scientific community. While her achievements are celebrated today, the journey to recognition was fraught with obstacles that reflected the societal attitudes of her time. Curie's story is one of triumph over adversity, and her legacy continues to inspire and empower individuals across the globe. As the scientific community moves forward, it is crucial to honor the contributions of all scientists, regardless of gender, and to ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. By fostering an inclusive environment that values diversity, the scientific community can unlock the full potential of innovation and discovery, paving the way for future generations to thrive. Marie Curie's indomitable spirit and groundbreaking work will forever be etched in history, serving as a beacon of hope and inspiration for those who dare to dream and challenge the status quo.